guys, so we're going to be making up my first animation on fLip. I got my stylus. Let's do this. fLip, the number 1 app. Let's see how old I am. 12. Let's allow the notifications.
The day was ending and the sun had already set, and after non-stop grinding, we had a result.
Okay. Let's make our first animation.
Now it feels good because I can go touch grass. But after building the set, I just...
Welcome to fLip, used by millions of creatives like you. By the end of this video, you'll be ready to make your first 3-second animation in just minutes. fLip works like a flip book. You just flip pages to be able to see things in motion. So instead of drawing on pages, you'll be drawing on frames. For this project, we'll choose 12 frames per second. It's basically telling fLip to flip 12 pages every second. I promise it's simple. Ready? Let's go! Starting with the pen tool, let's begin drawing the ball up here. It's going to fall and bounce off the floor. Why? Because bouncing is fun, and because it contains basic principles of animation. Now press the plus button to add the second frame. You'll see the ghost of the previous ball you drew on frame 1. I'll now draw the ball down a bit from the last frame. Make sure it starts off slow and picks up speed until it hits the floor. It's starting to look like a falling ball now. On frame 7, it should start to squish and then move away. By frame 12, the ball should be positioned directly below the ball from frame 1. This way, it'll loop 1 second smoothly. Awesome. Let's go to the frames viewer from the menu. I'm going to select all frames, copy, and paste forward 2 times so the final movie is 3 seconds long. You're probably thinking to yourself, how do I share this with my friends? You're in luck. That's next. Let's go back to the stage. From the menu, press Make Movie. These options are good to go. And here is where you can share it or save it to your device. If we go out of the stage, you'll find all your projects and movie files. You can also share your movie from here too. Wasn't that easy? Now it's your turn. We'd love to comment on your first animation post. Use hashtag #MyFirstFlipAClip. Oh, and you can always watch this video again by pressing this button. Ready? Go.
Okay.
I'm using 2 glass window panels, and these tricks are actually really helpful. Like, I use this to build a round bathtub for a minifig, and I also made this modern-looking table. For this bench trick, you can take a plate with a flip, and it actually fits inside of a round plate. So if you keep doing this on every corner, it has an interesting shape. So now I can use this as a ninja star. I also used it to build a Lego drone. For this next illegal trick, you can put a tile piece inside of another tile. I took these tiles that look like triangles, and I built a very fancy abstract piece of art that looks like something that could go in a museum and sell for millions of dollars. Also, it looks like a Fortnite build battle. I used this trick to build a towel and make it look like it's hanging off the table. I also made this small bench, and I also put them on the bottom of this chair for legs. Okay, there's a lot of secret illegal tricks you can do with plants. For this first illegal trick, you can take leaf pieces and overlap them with each other. And this trick is very satisfying, so if you do it enough times, you can make a giant pine tree. If you take a default Lego brush and shove pieces into it, it looks like there's fruit growing on it. If you take a Lego here, you can put a plant inside of it and it turns into a pot. Or if you have a Lego board like this, you'll notice that the tip is very thin, so then you can actually put it in the tiny tube underneath a plate. Now it's been turned into a tiny looking plant. If you take a Lego brick, you can actually flip it upside down and you can fill in the empty spaces with plants. If you break off the bottom piece of this lever, you can attach it to a flower and now it makes the flower look bigger. Okay, this next trick is extremely illegal because if you have scissors, you can cut the tiny leaf pieces off of this piece. You can use it as a cool decoration for a hat, or you can put it on the bottom of a plate and it kind of looks like a small sailboat. For this next illegal trick, you can put a clip piece inside of a clip. So if you have a palm tree leaf, you can actually stand it up and it turns into a bush. For these next illegal tricks, we're going to look at things you can do with car tires. So if you have small tires, a stud actually fits perfectly inside of this. So if you attach this to the end of a bar, your minifig is now a row because it looks like a giant weight. If you have a larger tire piece, it actually fits perfectly around a 2x2 round brick. So it makes a really cool looking top for a plant. You can also use this trick to build a giant speaker for a party. If you want to turn a sword into a lightsaber, all you need to do is take some transparent bricks and put them over the blade. And now you have the actual version of a lightsaber. If you put a sword between the leg and torso piece of a minifig, it actually looks like the sword is going through them. You can also put a sword through the ribcage of a skeleton to make it look like this guy died in battle. And for this next illegal trick, this one's actually really satisfying, but you can put a sword inside of a round brick and it makes an interesting display item. For this next illegal trick, you can take any transparent bricks and you can use them as display.
These are the top 3 ways to grow your live stream, and coming in on number 1 is using Bigo. So on this app Bigo, you don't need followers to...
If you have a satellite dish, you can turn it into a different type of dish. So simply flip it upside down and it becomes a dish for food. If you flip a white stud upside down and place it on top of a coffee mug, it looks like there's a drink with this next trick is very illegal because if you remove the helmet off a Lego Stormtrooper and place it upside down, it turns into a toilet. You definitely wouldn't want to put the helmet back on my head. This is a Lego coin piece and it's super weird because there's literally no way to connect it to anything. But I discovered if you take 2 of them, it actually fits in the hand of a minifig. If you take the arm off a skeleton, you can use it to build a lamp. This is a Lego whip piece, and there's a small spot on the tip to connect things, so if you put a fish on it, it's now turned into a fishing rod. For this next illegal trick, you can take the handle off a bucket and you can shove it into a 1x2 brick, and now it becomes a luxurious looking handbag, or you can use it for a drawer handle. For this next secret trick, if you take a rollerblade, you'll find that the tiny wheels can actually connect to things. So I built this tiny looking robot. If you have a Lego torch piece like this, you can flip it upside down and use it as a tripod for a camera. Or if you have a tiny bar piece, you can use it as one of those smaller tripods that developers always use. Okay, fun fact, put a Lego brick and a plate fit perfectly on the front of a minifig hand. So using that trick, I built a simple shield using basic parts. Also, if you remove the legs off a minifig, you can replace one leg with a square brick, another with a round brick, and just like that, that's the DIY way of building a Lego pirate leg. Okay, now when you buy a Lego Harry Potter set, they give you these wands, so they come together in this interesting looking mold. But don't remove them yet because you can use them for some interesting builds. Like you can use it to build the back of a chair. If you have an instruction booklet you don't need, you can rip off some of the paper, crumple it, and use it as realistic looking trash. Oh wait, is that sacred? Oh no, I'm sorry. If you look at the bottom of a plate, you'll notice tiny holes, so you can still fit pieces inside of them like flames. So I built the skull fire pit. This is a Lego window that looks like it's made from wood. It almost looks like a chopping board.
There we go.
If you have a large piece like this one, you can turn it into one of those
No.
When you detach a minifig's legs, you'll notice they have an interesting shape. So I used them to build the armrest of a couch. And minifig legs are another very useful piece. When I used one to build the faucet of a sink, if you flip a hand to a small plate, it looks like a walkie-talkie. Or you can attach hands on a pole, and it turns into a working camera that can actually use it to connect 2 pieces together.
So,
like a diamond on the end of the staff. And for these last illegal
what I want to do?
like ice cream. Now, ice cream can actually stack on top of each other. So you can use ice cream to add smoke to a drink, like the smoke coming out of this tray. Or if you put a red brick on top, it can move around in different directions. So I use 2 ice cream pieces to make these palm trees lean over like they're being blown in the wind. If you have a chicken egg, you can flip it upside down, put a small plant piece inside, and the egg has turned into a pot. And these last few tricks involve a hot dog, and I actually thought of a lot of them. From building the stand of a television, I also used a hot dog to build a lamp, those rope barriers that you see in a museum,
Earth.
We have a 5-star wanted level. Subscribe or your next haircut will look like this. Thanks for watching. See you the next one. In this video, I'm going to build a fastest Lego airport full of several different planes. And along the way, I'm going to be putting each plane to the test by simulating different crashes with them. So anyway, let's go. Now, once upon a time, there was a tiny Lego town in the middle of nowhere. But the town is so lame and depressing that we need to build an airport that
Do you want to animate something but have no idea where to start? The answer is write a great story. So how do you come up with a fresh idea for a short movie? I'll show you. Step 1. Create a character. Character-driven stories always hit hard. Who is the story about? Here's an exercise you can do. Take a profession and an adjective or flaw. For example,
and it looks like we're going to have to crash. So for our
Let's
first emergency
do
landing spot, I built this giant iceberg in the middle of the Arctic Ocean. Dang, well, that was a lot of turbulence. So hopefully our passengers had their seatbelts on for that. Now, while we wait for this plane to get fixed, it's time to build an official Lego airport
I'm gonna
to
take
our Lego
this.
town.
So,
The planes take up a lot
okay,
of space, so this airport's actually going to be massive. Okay, I want this airport to have all the essential things that an airport in real life would have. So when you arrive,
an astronaut who's afraid of the dark, or an animal plus a weird job, like a cow DJ, or
you'll then be required to go through the security checkpoint where you'll be searched for any weapons or illegal building techniques. So pay attention everyone. All bricks, accessories, torsos, and leg pieces in the train will right now. And finally, once you're done with that, you enter this gate where you can sit down, relax, and wait for your plane. Outside the airport, I built this large runway for planes to take off and land, and an air traffic control tower to signal planes when to go. Okay, so far the airport's looking pretty good. We got the plane back from earlier, but I want to keep adding more to build a giant collection of them at the end. So now it's time to build the next Lego plane to add to this airport. So I searched the internet and found this 300-piece passenger plane. But this one is special because I added a premium first-class seating area with a seat that turns into a bed, a TV, and you get a personal assistant to serve you gourmet meals. Now it's time for our next flight, so we can let the passengers board and pay for their tickets. So for this next flight, we're going to need to watch a quick video about airline safety, because we're definitely going to need to know about it after this next crash. So I'm going to simulate this one in a large open desert full of sand. Wow, the sand actually cushioned the impact, and it looks like the passengers are still in their seats. Okay, before we build our next plane, we need to make our airport bigger, and we still have more space to build, so I'm going to add a couple new things to it. For people who want to eat while they wait for their flight, I built this small Lego pizza restaurant that serves hot, fresh, delicious pizza. And I also built a small children's playground with obstacles and a slide, and that way parents can let their...
a character with a ridiculous objective, like a ghost who wants to win a marathon. Let's pick one. Meet Philip. He's an astronaut. Sketch it, draw it, or, if drawing isn't your thing, import an image. It's up to you. Bonus, give your character unexpected traits and quirks to keep things interesting. A Viking who's afraid of battles, a monster who's not scary, an ant who doesn't like working, and Philip, the astronaut, who is very, very, very afraid of the dark. Step 2, setting. Where is this happening? Think about this early, because you're going to have to draw a background or import one. Ask yourself, where is Philip hanging out? An apartment in the city? A tropical beach? The Taj Mahal?
Let's see.
To make sure they're legally eligible to enter the
Okay.
country. Any illegal
I think we must make
I also built this currency exchange booth where foreigners can trade between any form of Lego payment. And finally, I also built this small travel shop with lots of souvenirs. And now that our airport is larger, we have built the next plane to add to it. So it's time to introduce our first Lego.
How about a space?
These are
So it's time
the...
to board our passengers and head to our next destination. And while we do that, I'm going to simulate the next plane crash. So I built this small farm in the middle of the country with lots of different farm animals and this large red barn.
It's going to be a...
Crap, it ripped through the entire barn. Okay, a lot of chickens died, but cows are still alive though. The plane just crashed and they're still smiling. Okay, we have one final space in our airport to build, so I'm gonna turn this area into a luxurious private lounge. And the only people allowed in here are the most elite VIP airline members. Inside you'll find massage chairs, a private dining area, and a highly trained chef that will cook any dish you request. Wow, this place looks so fancy and expensive. I can just feel the richness right now. Our airport is almost complete, but we have one final space for one more plane, so the time has come to bring it in. What the heck is a small goofy plane? No, not this one either. It's too big. Okay, nice. For all the rich and famous travelers, I built the biggest plane yet, which is a private jet. And inside you'll find luxurious chairs, a dining table, TV, a private bedroom, and a private bathroom with a shower. Yeah, let's let you know, the airport is finally done. Look at all the planes we've collected. And with all of these planes complete, we're going to destroy each and every one of them in a
Station. Let's make it a decaying space station orbiting a dying star. Try to think where the story starts and where it ends. Some great stories take place in just one setting. In our story, we have two main locations, the bright side of the station and the dark side of the station. Step 3, desire. What does your character want? A great character isn't just hanging out. They want something, and that desire should feel like a challenge. fLip has one goal, grow the first plant in deep space.
So we're going to call the kangaroo.
Thanks for watching. I'll see you next one. This is a tiny hamster, but today I'm going to build him several massive Lego bases with different obstacles and challenges along the way. So let the adventure begin. Let's begin by introducing the main character of the story, which is my new pet.
Try to be
on
the
which is one of my favorite
obstacle that
characters. He also
is called the animal. Try to be
training exercise in order to prove that he's the chosen one. So I quickly rebuilt a tiny Lego fort with a few obstacles. So now it's time to test his skills. Go.
big.
Come on, soldier, let's go. You must prove that you're worthy. Okay, he completed that training exercise with no problem, so that means that he's truly the chosen one. So it's time to begin this mission and build the Lego base. So there's going to be 6 different stages throughout this video with each one getting harder.
So his name is Molly.
He follows his strict daily routine to nurture them, but there's one part of the station he refuses to enter. The dark side. fLip fears what type of creature could be lurking there. Step 4. Conflict. What's stopping fLip? If fLip just...
Okay, so let's do what's stopping.
Try that again. I'm already noticing that Chip's really good at getting
It's
into
going
tight spaces,
to
and his sense of smell is really accurate because he's able to pinpoint where the food is. Okay, now he punched it down and he successfully completed level 1, but it's only going to get harder from here. So for level 2, I went onto my computer to order Lego pieces. Okay, the second stage of our maze is now going to include some simple and easy obstacles, like a giant ball pit full of studs, this forest full of spiders, some these wrecking balls, this net, even more obstacles, and again, I have his favorite snacks at the end because he's a hungry boy. So now, commence the next round. The adventure that Chip begins as he is now off to the maze. He starts so strong that the police always meets tiny obstacles. He stops to play with the
Okay, so the animals are stopped. But the kangaroo.
Okay, he completed stage 2 of the awesome. So now here's a tube for him to travel to his next destination. And while he does that, I'm going to go ahead and put up the maze for level 3. So for this challenge, Chip's going to have to make his way through this heavily fortified military base armed with 10 guards. And starting on this side and ending at this finish line. But to make the challenge a little harder, he's going to have to complete this obstacle course with a hamster ball. There's a few obstacles he's going to have to clear, like this gate, these cars.
So I'll tell you the script.
Blow up this wall of TNT so he can get through. The challenge begins now. This hamster ball is so large that it basically destroys everything in its way. And to make sure he can get past the wall, I built it out of pieces pieces. And it's the final sprint to the finish line. Wow, those offs had nothing on them. And for completing that so easily, we're going to need to make this next level even more difficult. We need a way to transport Chip to the next level. So I quickly brought back my childhood and built Thomas the Train in Lego. So now Chip can hop aboard the train and we can go to the next stage of our journey. On our way, we might as well
Woke up one morning to see he grew the first plant in space? That would just be boring. So we need to introduce conflict. Think of a wall between your character and their objectives. Here are a few types of conflict to choose from. Character versus character, character versus self, character versus society, character versus nature, or character versus tech. For our story, let's go with character versus self. If Philip is going to succeed and grow the first deep space plant, he needs to overcome his fear of the dark. He journeys to the dark side of the station when suddenly, all hope is lost. Step 5. Resolution with a twist. Don't just give them what they initially wanted, or it'll be too obvious and your audience won't be surprised. In Philip's darkest moment, he gets help from an
Body gets help from the other cage. Body gets because they okay, so body. What do we want? Body.
Now to get to the next stage of our maze, I built this miniature Lego city that Chip is going to journey his way through it. For the next maze, what if we built one of those obstacle courses like in Wipeout? I want to build obstacles that actually move, so we're going to need some Lego motors. And because these obstacles move, they're going to be a lot trickier to build, and I'm so satisfied. But this is going to look really good when it's done. Okay, everything's built now, it's time to turn it on. Oh, let's go inside. Okay, so this course has rotating bars. Part of the floor actually moves. And I built this random thing that looks like one of those doors at the mall. So now it's time to put it to the test. Okay, go. Good job. Oh, he's quick. Wow, maybe I should have made him Flash and not Chip because that was insanely fast. It's the fastest round yet, actually. But that's a level complete and on we go. But before Chip takes on the final part of our maze, he needs to train and go beast mode. So I use these round and normal Lego bricks to build this bendable wall to form this giant insert wheel. So now, insert the hype training montage. Oh crap, he broke it. Well, I'm no engineer, but I mean, I did spend like 3 hours trying to build that, so I tried, guys. And now that Chip has completed his training, it's time to build the final, most challenging maze of them all. Okay, the obstacle course is complete, but what I didn't tell you guys is that this maze actually goes vertical. This looks like one of those 2D Mario games. This is by far the most challenging obstacle course because not only does this have the most obstacles, but this course is going to test all of Chip's abilities. So the challenge is to start on the bottom and make it to the very top. And with that said, the challenge begins now. Okay, here he goes. He's committed now. Okay, the first couple levels are going to test if he can squeeze into tight spaces. Okay, he's cleared that, so the next challenge is to get across these jumps. Each one gets further apart. Okay, next level up. This one is a balancing cube. Whoa, careful, that was close. And above that, this one's actually really challenging. He's going to have to maneuver between these tiny gaps. Okay, for this part, he's going to have to work his way up and down these platforms. So come on, you got it. Wow, I'm impressed how flexible he is. Okay, now on the staircase, this one looks like a soft ground. And here he goes, the final 2 obstacles. And what's going on? He did it! Guys, look what he just came up. That's actually insane. And now that his journey is complete, it's time to celebrate. So to reward him, I'm going to build him a dream hamster home in Lego. I'm going to start by building it outside, and I want this thing to look really modern and bougie looking. Okay, there's 2 separate rooms, and I built this custom Lego tube with glass pieces, that way he can go between them. Now it's time to customize the inside. So for the first room, I'm going to build a dream living room with a home entertainment system, and I literally use my iPhone for a TV screen. And for the second room, I'm going to build a luxurious kitchen where Chip will have his very own personal chef to prepare the finest gourmet dishes.
Right there is space,
but I think the house is ready for the hamster. Welcome to your new home. I don't think you realize this, but you actually have a better home than what you even using the tube. I think he really likes the sound, guys. Wait, what is Girl watching right now? Oh, dang. You think I'll rip her up? Leave a comment if you want to see even more videos. Thank you for joining me. Have a blessed day. biggest LEGO sets to exist right now. Let the challenge begin. Okay, so for the past couple of years, LEGO's been making some ridiculously large and expensive LEGO sets, but the only people who can buy these are rich adults who put them on display and never play with them. So as a LEGO YouTuber, I'm gonna buy these sets and test them to see if they're really worth it. It's time to buy our first LEGO set, so I made a quick speed run to the LEGO store. $681. I got you, boss. I then conked it and brought it to the crib. Well done. This is the LEGO Eiffel Tower. It's currently the second largest LEGO set in the world, and it's time to open the box. What the heck? How did I get a free from doing that? And this set comes with a whopping 10,001 LEGO pieces. So obviously, before we can destroy any of these sets, we have to build them first. So it's time to whip out my master building Emmett skills and get this thing cooked up. Even Ratatouille's got nothing on me. No way, the set uses Ulysses, and after grinding all day, this stretch piece of architecture was finally completed. Okay, well that took a good 15 hours, and the set is almost 5 feet tall, which is almost as tall as I am. And with how intricate and detailed this set is, it doesn't look very secure. So let's see what happens if we try simulating an earthquake. Oh my gosh, it's like a doodle. Okay, now I'm gonna take it outside and simulate a flood. Okay, it looks like that broke off the top of the Eiffel Tower. Now I just realized, because the Eiffel Tower is French, for this next test, what if we hit it with a French baguette? And yes, I did have an actual French person tell me to do this. Okay, well, I guess it did the same thing. It broke off the top again. And for this final round, I bought a bunch of random fireworks, and we're going to see what kind of damage we can make. Okay, that literally did nothing, so what if we do 100 of them? Here we go. Okay, that still did nothing, but it made everything really dirty. Also, please don't do that at home. Another giant LEGO set I found at the LEGO store was this Marvel Ghostbuster. So let's cop it and bring it to the crib. Alright, let's see how long this set takes me to build. This set has 4,049 pieces and costed $550. It's got 25 separate bags and 3 massive instruction booklets. So this is going to take a 10 minutes to build. Hey, yo, that piece looking kind of sus though. This is also the biggest LEGO Marvel set you can buy right now. And after spending an entire day speed building this set, we had a finished product. He looks like one of the anime characters that's about to unleash their true power, and that took 12 hours to build. This Hulkbuster has shiny gold armor, it lights up, which is also pretty lit, and its arms can actually move. And when you open up its helmet, there's actually a lot of space inside of the thing. So wow, this set is a great drink holder. Now because these Hulkbusters are massive suits of armor, surely they're going to be indestructible. What would happen if the LEGO minifig touched it?
Expected friend, an alien jellyfish whose spores promote plant growth. Mission accomplished. Now, Philip is a changed person. He's no longer afraid of the dark, and he found a better way to grow life in deep space thanks to his new buddy. And that's it. You created a short animated story from scratch. Just try this formula over and over. Character, setting, desire, conflict, and resolution. Try different combinations until you find a story you want to tell the world. Now, show us what you got.
By switching it.
Down.
Get for $500. Another LEGO set on my list is this massive
We
LEGO
will
world
actually be doing it.
So let's buy it. This set costed a whopping $850, and it's
We got
541 pieces. Whoa, this has got to be the
28
biggest
minutes.
I've ever seen. So now it's time to take the pieces out
Of
of
my
the box
screen?
and spend building this thing. I looked it up, and apparently on the Guinness Book of World Records website, the fastest time for building this was 10 hours and 21 minutes. So I'm going to see if I can beat that. Wow, well that took me 17 hours, so I tried guys. Now this Millennium Falcon is extremely massive and heavy. It has tiny details, a moving door, cockpit, and a bunch of minifigs like this Chewbacca with a working crossbow. Okay, it says to grab it by the bottom and not by the end. What if I don't do that though? Don't do that. Now, since the Millennium Falcon is meant to fly into the galaxy, what if a giant meteor from the sky came and hit it? So I built this very colorful ball of Lego. Okay, that actually held up surprisingly well. I'm honestly pretty impressed by the set, but I'm disappointed because it can't fly like in the movie. But I think I actually have a solution to making it work. Oh my gosh, look freaking go. We got it. Oh my god. Whoa. Stop. Oh my gosh. It's gonna break. Oh, you know what? I'm actually impressed this hasn't fallen.
Okay, so I sketched out right here.
Dang. What a piece of junk. It's time to unbox and build our next Lego set. I searched the internet for the biggest Lego car I could find and found this one. It's a Lego Technic Ferrari Daytona SP3, and this one is made from 3,778 pieces. So now it's time for many painful hours of trying to put this together. And not only is Ferrari an expensive car brand, but this Lego set was also really expensive because it costed $400. Whoever designed this needs a pay raise. Like, look how complex this thing is. This car uses Technic pieces, which is a lot different than normal Lego, but much more durable and strong, which means this car might actually be pretty hard to break. And after 12 hours of building, the Ferrari was finished. It comes with luxurious butterfly doors, a working steering wheel, and a lot of other movable features like a working suspension system. We'll see how bouncy it is. Oh crap, the back came off. So basically, this car is really complicated. Look how cool this is. The gears literally move the wheels. But like all cars, it needs to be able to handle some light crashes. So I built this testing dummy to add inside, and now we're going to put it to the test. Okay, test one. Holy crap, that was impressively bouncy. Now it's time to take this to another level, so I spent the next few hours building this massive ramp made from base plates that goes down my staircase, and at the bottom is a Lego man living in his peaceful home that looks like something a 5-year-old built. Okay, here we go. Okay, that ended up hitting my camera and not the house, so let's try that again. What the heck, that Ferrari literally bodied that house and made it fly through the air, and it looks like our duck is still chilling in there. Another Lego set on my list is the Titanic, and I actually built it in a few videos back, and it's still together chilling in my room, so we're going to do some tests with it. Like, can we get it to flow? Okay, here we go. Whoa. Yeah, it's today. Uh-oh. That was pretty good. No, we be accurate, but I already sunk this Titanic in an older video, so that's another test we're going to try. I want to see how we can hold up to a giant iceberg. Wow, that was surprisingly pretty durable. Oh yeah, I forgot, I left the mini thing in there. Now before we look at the world's biggest Lego set, here's a quick speed round of some of the world's tiniest Lego sets I found on the internet for only a few dollars each. This first one is made from 22 pieces and is a barbecue stand of a guy cooking up some busted chicken. The second one is made from 16 pieces and it's a farm guy that cooks a dog and a pig. This third one comes with 19 pieces and it's a construction guy that comes with a working truck.
Okay, so
The fourth one comes with 17 pieces and it's a British soldier with a rack of rainbow weapons grip. And this final set has 43 pieces and it's a tiny car that can fit one passenger and it kind of looks like a smart car. Wow, that's a very fresh looking whip. And now, it is time for me to unbox the biggest Lego set to exist. This one costed $250 and goes by the name World Map. Yo, Lego needs to chill. Look how many studs this set has. Yep, that's right. Out of the 11,695 pieces that this set has, 10,737 of them are studs. And I'm about to do something that might hurt to watch because I'm going to combine all the colors together. Okay, low-key though, that is pretty satisfying, not gonna lie. Show this off. And in this Lego set, we're supposed to act as equal to the giant Lego image we're gonna build. Okay, that's one down, 38 more to go. And this image is a massive map of the entire world. And I'm gonna be honest, but this was the most robotic Lego set I've ever built. Like, my one job was literally to keep laying studs on a base plate. Okay, it's 2 a.m., so I'm gonna go to bed and finish this in the morning. So after a full day of very tedious building, our map was finally finished. Oh my gosh, it's done! Yes! Looks like this one took me 9 hours to build. The set comes with these tiny pins you can put on the map to mark where you've been, and it also comes with this very thick brick separator that can peel off 7 studs in one go. You're actually supposed to hang this up like a picture on the wall, but that's something that NPCs do, so I'm going to destroy it like a person. I just realized that this Earth is flat, so let's have to go to battle with my other Lego Earth, which is round. Wow, the round Earth took hardly any damage. Okay, and it looks like the flat Earth got absolutely destroyed, so the round Earth won. I'm also a black belt in karate, so what if I try headbutting it? And finally, what happens if I put it in the doorway and run straight through it? Yeah, so that pretty much broke it in half. Well, after destroying all these Lego sets, it looks like I'm going to have to put the these back together. Yeah, this was definitely one of the most painful videos I've ever done. Please give this video a like. I have an 8-minute bonus gaming video for the new LEGO 2K Drive game, so click the link in the description to see it. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you later. This video, we're going to be comparing LEGO builds made from one LEGO piece all the way to 1 million LEGO pieces. Each one being bigger and bigger. So anyway, let's go. Let's begin with easy LEGO builds you can make with literally one LEGO piece. If you put a LEGO satellite dish on the top of a big head, it looks like a glass armor hat. If you have a sink faucet, you can use it as a gun for a minifig. Or if you have a LEGO coffin, you can remove the top lid, flip it upside down, and now it turns into a boat that actually floats on water. If you have a roller blade, it looks like a miniature car. This is a LEGO cake, and it can be used as a blanket or one of those cloth pieces the barber puts over you when you're trying to get a fresh looking cut. You can use a long plate as a surfboard, or if you have a shield, you can be turned into a tray that people use at expensive restaurants to serve food. If you have a small glass window, you can lay it sideways, and it turns into a modern looking table to put in a living room. And finally, if you take a long bar piece, you can use it as a walking stick for a very old man, or you can use it as a weapon, like a bow staff. I just spilled all that on this plate, by the way. Okay, those were the first 10 LEGO builds, but now let's progress to LEGO builds you can make from 1 to 10 pieces. If you take 2 small LEGO bricks, they fit perfectly over the hands on a minifig, and you can use them as boxing gloves. With 3 LEGO pieces, I built a tiny LEGO tent using 2 large plates, so now we can give this homeless man a new place to live. With 4 pieces, I built a LEGO pickaxe, and I built this guitar using 5
Holy, this is taking a long time.
using a car windshield. With 7 pieces, I built a LEGO seesaw for 2 minifigs, and it can also be used as a catapult. I built this LEGO basketball using 8 pieces, and for the basket, I used a round plate with a hole in the middle. With 9 pieces, I built this tiny gymnastics ball, but the bar actually can rotate and allow this minifig to spin. And with 10 pieces, I built this realistic LEGO toilet where I used a flat as a lid. Okay, let's flush it. Okay, now we've entered our double-digit LEGO build, so now let's look at builds made from 10 to 100 pieces. With 20 pieces, I built a custom LEGO backpack. 30 pieces, I built a LEGO trampoline using this net piece, so let's see if it works. With 40 pieces, I built a tiny LEGO igloo, and inside is a tiny bed and a stove to cook food. With 50 pieces, I built a tiny LEGO version of our planet. So what happens if I do this? With 60 pieces, I built this working LEGO treadmill using tire conveyor belt links. With 70 pieces, I built a LEGO kangaroo, but the best part is I built a play feature to go with it, and basically when you push down on this tab, the kangaroo actually starts jumping. With 80 pieces, I built a LEGO vending machine. All you have to do is insert a piece of LEGO money, and a drink will magically pop out. If you look inside, I built a small piece in the back that slides when the money is pushed against it, and it drops the drink. With 90 pieces, I built this tiny LEGO shredder using gears. So let's see if it works on a picture of board business, my biggest haul. Okay, it works. And with 100 LEGO pieces, I built a tiny LEGO ocean with lots of fish. But behind this build is a special pin feature because if you rotate this gear, a dolphin will magically jump out of the water. But to do this, I put the dolphins on this long bar on the back which can spin. And just like that, we've entered our 3-digit LEGO build. So now let's look at builds made from 100 to 1,000 pieces. Starting with this one made from 200 pieces. It's a tiny forest with 2 trees, so connecting the trees together is this giant zip line. This LEGO build is made from 400 pieces, and it's a gun that shoots money. To build this, I used a motor inside, and there's a large spot to put the money. With 500 pieces, I built this LEGO truck. But that's not it, because to go with the truck, I built this camper that inside is a tiny kitchen, a living room with a TV, and a bathroom. But the best part is that if you pull this tab on the outside, the camper can actually expand to allow more room. Okay, that was a 500-piece LEGO build, but now let's double it and build something with 1,000 pieces. So at this time, I chose to build a LEGO zoo full of animals. So before entering the park, there's 2 booths to buy tickets. When we get inside the park, there's 5 different exhibits. The exhibit is for animals from Africa, like a lion or this gorilla. This next exhibit is for Arctic and Antarctic animals, like penguins, and I added this polar bear, which is eating a fish. This exhibit is for tiny animals like spiders. towns around the city that people use to best Lego build up. This built is a Lego Disneyland. It was designed to look just like the real park. It has almost every ride. There's hundreds of minifigs, a giant castle, and it takes 10 tables just to display it. This one is made from 150,000 Lego pieces. And for the biggest Lego creation I could find, it was a giant medieval world made from 400,000 Lego bricks. Around this world, you'll find villages full of houses and farms. There's an archery competition, an entire town full of people. But the biggest part of this build is a giant castle with an army of people protecting it. But even though this was the biggest Lego build I could find, we're not even halfway to the 1 million piece Lego build. So I quickly grabbed all my remaining robots and flew across the country once again for one final place to visit, Legoland, an actual land made from thousands of Lego creations. And I'm here to find the biggest one I can. The first thing I found was this giant spider perched on a rock made from 40,000 Lego bricks. So this Lego build is a 4-night blue llama made from 125,000 Lego bricks. I think we should break it and see if there's a shell ocean inside. I found an entire Lego aquarium with real fish. I found Nemo, and around the aquarium underneath the water are actual Lego builds like these scuba divers. But the biggest build is the submarine made from 150,000 Lego bricks. This thing could probably fit a human inside of it. This Lego build is made from 200,000 Lego pieces. It's a giant mountain, and on the very top is a temple whose definitely a very old one man. This is a giant red dragon made from 300,000 Lego bricks, and this is a Lego Ferrari made from 385,000 Lego bricks. So basically everything on the car is made from real Lego. It even has lights that can turn on, and it's so massive that it's the same size as a real Ferrari. But even this wasn't close to the 1 million piece Lego build. So after exploring Legoland for one more hour, I found the biggest place to reach this entire park, which was this massive Lego city made from 2 million Lego bricks. Around the city are thousands of people, hundreds of cars, skyscrapers like this one, which just by itself is made from 250,000 Lego bricks, and there's even dinosaurs which are attacking the city. Let's freaking go! We finally found a million-piece Lego build, so now I can finally go home and upload this video. Comment your favorite Lego build. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. This is my table covered in Lego base plates, and in this video I'm going to challenge myself to transform this empty space into a massive Lego theme park with working rides and attractions. The challenge begins now. Okay, so before we lay down a single brick, we need inspiration to building this theme park. So my first logical step was to book a plane ticket to Florida and go to an actual real-life theme park that's literally made out of Lego. That's right, Legoland. I spent an entire day here doing rides, eating food, playing games, and almost anything you can possibly imagine. The Lego bricks are like fun. But at the end of the day, I had taken enough notes and was satisfied with my experience. And the park is closing, so it's time to go back to the studio and now the time has come to add the first thing to our Lego theme park. What about a massive entrance where people can buy tickets and enter the park? Every theme park is going to be like even Legoland did. I'm going to start by building 3 ticket booths, and inside each one, I'm going to put an employee that can sell tickets to customers. And once they buy a ticket, they can enter the park using these revolving doors that I built. And most importantly, every theme park needs a name. So what are we going to name this theme park? After an hour of thinking, I thought of Hype World. It's kind of catchy, so we're going to roll with it. But to make the sign look cool, I'm going to build a miniature Earth using a sideways building technique, a tiny rocket, and a trail of fire using a bendable wall technique. And when you put the 3 together, it looks like a rocket that's launching into space. And there you go. Now our sign looks really cool. As people wait in line to buy tickets, I'm going to add 2 palm trees to provide shade. And in the very middle, I'm going to build a luxurious looking fountain that people can toss coins into. Our apartment ready for business.
I want to build a hospital.
Just like the park. And thankfully, before this video, I ordered a bunch of trash pieces pieces, so we're gonna be chilling. To make this roller coaster really extreme, I used a sideways building technique to add a 90-degree drop. Then to go on the tracks, I built 3 separate carts that can seat a minifig. And to make this roller coaster actually function like one, I'm gonna attempt to build a simple mechanism that will pull the carts to the top using this long chain, and also this motorized Lego piece which hooks up to a battery and can actually rotate. Okay, here we go. Oh, let's go! Yeah. Wow, at this point, I don't even have to manually push the cart to the top, it just goes on its own. But even at this point, the ride still feels a little boring, so I'm gonna add a spaceship, astronaut, and 3 different planets in different sizes throughout the ride to give it a cool outer space theme. Oh yeah, also I added a camera that takes your picture on the ride. And just like that, our first ride for this theme park is completed, but we just started and we need to keep adding more rides. So what about a Ferris wheel? I'm gonna put it on the left side of the park next to the roller coaster. I'm gonna add 4 passenger seats, then another motor to spin it. That way I don't have to. Okay, let's see if this works. Let's go! And there we go. Now we have a second ride that can help bring even more people to the park. Nice. What about a ride where you sit in a chair and swing above the ground? I'm going to start by adding a motor on the bottom of the ride that will rotate the swing, then a larger tower with lights, and I'm going to use this round bar piece to connect 8 different chairs held up by chain pieces, and each one can seat a minifig. Okay, let's see if it works. Okay, wow, that spins really fast, but at least it works. And at this point, we have enough rides to where we can open the park to customers, so it's time to speed build some minifigs. And just like that, now they can come into the park, enjoy these rides, and we can get that ching-ching. But while these customers enjoy the rides, we need to keep making more of them. Another ride that I did at Legoland was this one that would randomly draw you. So what if we try building one of these in Lego? To build it, I'm going to make a vertical pole and a platform with 8 different seats that can go up and down. And to make it go up and down, I'm going to use a string piece because I ran out of motors. It's time to torture these minifigs. During my time at Legoland, I also remember going to one of the many food stands throughout the park and coughing some delicious food. So what if we made a food to add to our Lego theme park? That way the people at this theme park can eat. This first one is a hot dog stand, so now people can be munched on some delicious Lissies. This second one is an ice cream stand with 4 different flavors of ice cream. And this final stand I'm going to build sells hot and fresh popcorn. But the best part about theme park food is that we can make it extremely overpriced and get tons of money. And just like that, now we're super rich and we have enough money to build the next ride. At Legoland, there were also a lot of driving rides, like this one where you go on an African wildlife safari. Well, look, there's a lion. Yeah, I think I'm a little too old for this ride, honestly. So what if we tried adding a driving sequence ride to this park, like bumper carts? Hey, you, build this Lego set for me right now. I'm going to start by building 3 different bumper carts that can see 3 different things in this empty And there we go, we have another ride down. Okay, I just realized ever since we opened those food carts, people are eating and then going on the ride and throwing up. So the next thing we need to add to this theme park is a cleanup crew that can get rid of the mess. And there you go, now they can get to work. Then I'm going to add a bathroom to the theme park, that way if people do have to throw up, they can go here. When I was at Legoland, there were also lots of rides that involved water. So on this side of the theme park, I want to build a massive water slide for minifigs. I'm going to go ahead and build a tower with 2 massive slides going down. And at the bottom of each ride, I'm going to add a pool of water. No, like actual water, guys. And now it's time to test on each slide. Okay, slide number 1. And slide number 2.
Yes, sir.
And okay, that worked out pretty well. I also ordered these transparent round tube pieces, and if you connect them together, you can make one long tube. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it into another water slide. Okay, here we go. Nice. And just like that, we've now added a water park to our theme park. When I was at Legoland, I also tried carnival games like this basketball one. And I've got to say, I'm probably one of the best in the world. Are you guys watching? I got the J-Cons. I'm going to make this. Oh crap, my bad. We have one final empty section of the park left. So what if we fill it with carnival games? Starting with this first one that I've seen at theme parks, and pretty much you have to climb the top of this rotating ladder without falling off. But I'll make it. Go, 1-1. Yes! Oh, well done. Here you go. And next to that, I'm going to build a basketball game where you can win 4 different prizes, including a PlayStation 5 and 2 basketball hoops. That way people can shoot some buckets. But obviously it's a carnival game, so the chances of actually winning are extremely low. So unfortunately, this guy won't be getting his PlayStation. And the final carnival game I'm going to build is this. Pretty much you hit this plate and you try to see how high you can make this piece go. Okay, and I think the carnival looks complete now. Now at this point, our theme park is almost completed, but it's time for a quick speed round of some final touches to add to it, including garbage bins, a few benches where people can sit down, several trees to add some nature to the park, security officers to make sure nobody commits an illegal building technique, and finally, like a lot of theme parks, we're going to have random mascots and people in costumes. And the final thing that every theme park needs is a merch shop. Legoland's got one, and when I went inside, it was full of tons of different Lego sets and other Lego merchandise. Hey, this backpack though, we got that trip though. So I'm going to build a merch shop in this empty section of the park, and just like that, now we can show.
Do we get to go to?
Okay, so this shop sells mugs, hats, rubber ducks, water bottles, action figures, and t-shirts. And there you go. Now we have a shop. After several days of traveling and even more days of building, our Lego theme park is finally completed. Oh my gosh, this feels so good. I can finally go touch.
Stop!
That way, I'm going to go on vacation, and thank you for watching. See you later. In this video, I'm going to be attempting and breaking world records using Lego. Let the challenge begin. Let's begin with minifigure world records, starting with the shortest Lego man. Okay, that's our first record set.
Okay, so
So what about the Lego minifig with the tallest head, biggest head, and finally the tiniest face? What about the world's widest Lego man? At this point, we're not even breaking world records, we're creating superpowers. What about the most dead Lego man, the most angry Lego man, and the most thorny Lego man? What about the Lego man with the most ribs? So here's an ordinary Lego man, so let's give him a fresh cut, a varsity jacket, hat, and a pair of shades that we look stylish. And finally, let's give him a phone so that he can slide into people's DMs. So now it's time to see the results. Oh my gosh, it's unspoken rib. You know what? Let me try this. Dang. Well, that's kind of a bummer. I guess it didn't work. What about the world's most kid minifig, most sus minifig, most chicken minifig, and finally, the most clean minifig? It's Mr. Clean himself. What about the world's richest Lego minifig? Well, here's Batman because he's pretty rich. Here's a $100 Lego bill, and multiply that by 1,000, and we have $100,000 in Lego money. On top of that, we're going to give him some gold, diamonds, some jewelry, rare NFTs that are also probably worth a lot of money, movie theater snacks because everyone knows those are overpriced, and finally, some Lego game currency.
let's see this one.
This is definitely every Lego game flex.
Yeah, they will probably be in 20.
Tallest Lego minifig.
So，非该说，就像是要是列出吧。